My name is The Adipose, and this is The Simpsons Tapped Out. In this video, we're going to be discussing all of the different cool ways that you can decorate your Kwik-E-Mart. So here we are with our Kwik-E-Mart, and as I'm sure many of you have done following along the tutorials, the tutorial suggested that we had to build the Kwik-E-Mart, and we had to build some of these car parking spaces, and we had to build a bit of pavement, and then we had to add a dumpster, and we had to add a road, and then we had to add a Krusty Burger, and what we've ended up with is something which is perfectly functional and looks okay, looks pretty good, but doesn't look amazing, doesn't really have a lot of character, and is quite generic, meaning it just looks, it's quite cookie cutter. I think a lot of people will have Kwik-E-Mart that look like this, and that's fine, but I want to go for something a little bit more kind of like unique, or something that stands out, something that makes people go, oh, yeah, he's done something really nice with that Kwik-E-Mart. So I kind of feel proud of my particular version of Springfield. Now, there are loads and loads of people, lovely people, that have posted up their own versions of their Springfield, so we can go and have a look at what other people have done to try and get some inspiration, some ideas, and see what we kind of want for our particular version of the Kwik-E-Mart. Now, this version of the Kwik-E-Mart is from Sorry89 Charlie, and this particular city and quite a few of the others that I'm going to show you all come from a Show Off Your City thread, which was set up by a guy called Peter Geenan. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And he's actually correlated all of these cities and put them together on his kind of Imgur account, where you can just see city after city after city to get some great ideas, and really to kind of see and to be inspired by all the great work from all these other artists. And I'll put the link for that in the description if you want to go and check it out. What I liked about this particular design was the fact that this Kwik-E-Mart is kind of right next to the mountains, and unusually it has been given a brown fence. Everything's quite kind of compacted in together, and I think this gives this Kwik-E-Mart almost like a kind of an independent Eastern European shop feel. You know, this feels like quite a cold area of the town that we're in here, maybe a little bit isolated, but there aren't many other shops around as well. So this is like a very important kind of local shop, but it hasn't got much land, so everything's kind of closed in together. You know, the bin's right next to the newspaper, right next to the bench, right next to the phone, right next to the bin, and the petrol pump's there as well. So this is like your one-stop shop on the road to nowhere. It's a really interesting feel, and something that was a little bit different. I thought was worth kind of taking note of. Whereas this version of the Kwik-E-Mart, done by Paul Lloyd Joe, no idea if that's three people or one person with three names, feels like a far more kind of upper-class, posh, residential Kwik-E-Mart, I feel. He's placed it in the middle of the houses and the school, so this isn't a commercial area, this isn't an industrial area, and the whole thing feels very spaced out. There's very little kind of fencing going on. You can see the open pavements there, the flowers next to the benches, next to the phone box as well, giving this quite this is an area that the council kind of takes care of, which gives the Kwik-E-Mart here quite a feeling like this is an area you'd like to move in, and this is again the local shop that we all going to go to. And I love that little way that he's tucked that dumpster and bin behind that fence there, again making this feel that this isn't just a set of plonked down objects, but the objects are kind of merged to linked carefully together, so the Kwik-E-Mart's connected to the fence, connected to the bin, etc. This particular picture from Paul Lloyd Joe was taken from a thread which was started by a guy called Super Mario 643,000, I think is his numeral value, and he's got a really useful set of threads called What Did You Do? And he's got a thread based on the Simpsons house, the Kwik-E-Mart, Burns Manor, etc, etc. It's a really useful resource for people looking to decorate specific buildings or specific places, to see what others have done, and just like we're doing here, getting some inspiration and seeing how we can improve our Springfields. The final thing I like about this design, and this is probably quite a random thing to like, is that when you look at the car park spaces in front of the store, there's car park spaces and then a space where you've just got pavement where like pedestrians would walk up to the front door of the shop, and then more car park spaces. I thought that was a nice little touch, which is actually quite realistic, isn't it? Because most supermarkets do have that little kind of area for pedestrians to kind of walk up in, and I think that's definitely something I would like to incorporate in my design. This idea that there is a pedestrian zone and a car park zone. Now, this Quik-E-Mart by Sherry T07 is a very kind of compact design. Things are put quite closely together. Again, we've always got that car park in front of it. But what I liked about this one was the fact that we've got the pavement at the front and under the Quik-E-Mart itself. But around the edge of it, we've got just a little bit of greenery poking through on either side. We've got the tree and the bench and the lampposts, again, making this feel not so much that this is a commercial area, but this is something that's, maybe the shop at the side of a park, or the shop that's kind of next to a forest. And the fact that when you look straight up above, you've got the Springfield mountain there again, gives this one a very kind of light and green feel. This is part of the green belt, this particular shop, so much so that there's even grass next door, which I think is a nice look and feel to go for with this shop, because this isn't like a massive supermarket. This isn't like a huge department store. This is very much a local shop, and so that little bit of greenery might be something we'll bring into our design as well. Now, this one by Kuro Ashikook is perhaps a slightly more complex design on a similar theme, taking that idea of the shop and greenery, nature, and trying to put the two together. We've got 3 apple trees here. We've got an edging of bushes round by the side. We've still got the bins. We've still got this idea of that this is a functional store, and the gas stations there. But this time we've got a few less parking spaces, but we've still got the lampposts there. But it's all surrounding it. We've got grass. We've got grass in front of the houses above it. We've got the grass from Cletus behind it, so that there's very much this green idea coming through with the initial design. But at the complete other end of the design scale, we've got this one by Linky2G, which puts the Quik-E-Mart right in the middle of a commercial area. It's on the same block as the Gulp and Blow, along with a load of petrol pumps and loads of cars. This is a busy traffic area as well. If you look just in front of the church there, you've got a whole run of shops and benches and things like that. So this is a really nice alternative idea for the Quik-E-Mart that puts it in the middle of basically the town centre. However, we haven't, or certainly in my city, I haven't unlocked all the rest of these shops yet, so I think we're going to have to go a bit more residential for now. Now, one of the things that's going to hold us back at this particular point, and obviously this will completely depend on where you are with your city build, is that I'm level 11, which means I've unlocked a bunch of stuff, but not everything that other people have used in theirs. If I just load up the decoration slot in particular, you can see I've got benches and trees, but I've got no petrol pumps and no flowers and stuff like that at the moment. What I have come up with, but this is my design. This is not saying this is the best design, because it's not, and I'm sure I'm perfectly happy for you to criticise me and to suggest ways of improving my design in the comment section. What I have come up with is this. If I just move my Quik-E-Mart into place, ta-da! And the reason why I like this and why I've gone for a design like this is because I wanted this to feel like the local supermarket, the local Quik-E-Mart. So we've got a design which is going to work next to these residential houses over there. Krusty Burger is going to move eventually, and I think we're going to put more houses in there. I really liked the way that other design had the car parking spaces, and then a gap, and then more car parking spaces. So we've emulated that there. But I also like the way that there's nature around it as well. We've got the green grass, the green bushes, the green tree. I did like the dumpster. I played for a while, if I just kind of skedaddle over here, I did play for a while with these wire fences and the dumpster, but I couldn't get it looking quite right because I didn't want the actual space that the Quik-E-Mart took up to be too big. And as soon as I put the dumpster in, I had to kind of extend the road out another little kind of square over here, but I wanted to keep it fairly compact. I liked this kind of hedge down the side, kind of keeping that green look, and then the benches I felt give it that nice kind of, this is not just a shop, this is a kind of almost like part of the local park, a little local convenience store. So that's my little take on the Quik-E-Mart. Please do tell me what ideas you come up with and what you've liked and what you haven't liked in other versions of Quik-E-Marts and things like that. If you found this interesting or entertaining, then please do give the video a like and do subscribe, because I've got loads of tips coming out every day for the Simpsons Tapped Out, and of course we've got loads of other buildings that we're going to have a good look at as well. Thanks for watching, take care, do subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.